I thought I would have knitted much more, but hello and welcome. If you're new here, my name is Martina and you're on my YouTube channel, which is mainly about knitting. Welcome, and I wish you Happy New Year. It's the time of the year when we showcase everything that we have knitted in the previous year. I'm showcasing all of the pieces and basically telling you how much they weighed and how much I have used. I also chose a first pattern that I have ever knitted in my life when it comes to sweaters, and this beautiful piece is a Le Papacy sweater. I have found this pattern, it was free on YouTube, so it was perfect for me to learn all of the perks of knitting, color work and stranded color work, and let me tell you, it was an amazing teaching point because I have learned so much. The reason why I'm saying this is the first pattern and not a sweater that I have knitted, like the colorwork sweater, is because this is actually the second one. I made another one. This is the sweater number 1 and this is for my husband. This one is the epitome of perfection, minus the fact that this is knitted in Aran yarn that's acrylic. It is knitted with the We Love yarn acrylic mega ball by Hobby. And let me tell you, this is not neither soft, it's just thick. It's just thick. It never really blocked out. My husband's did. Mine never did. It's puckering incredibly, and also when it comes to mine, I forgot to cast on the underarm stitches for the body, so anytime I lift my left hand up, it just rises. I'm not a fan. When it comes to the construction, I learned Italian bind-off without really knowing what's Italian bind-off, so it's all wrong. It's not stretchy at all. Well, a little bit stretchy, but not as much as I would want to. You see, one of them is okay, the other one is not. Also, I learned about color dominance, which I promptly managed to forget right after finishing all of the sweaters. And this has been, I guess, the Christmas of 2021, and it was around the time when I was actually able to finish a sweater in a week. We were still in Belgium and I seriously did finish one sweater in 1 week, another sweater in another week, and I needed another sweater in like 2 days after that. So, you know, just symbolically I thought, let's put it on. It's the first sweater I have ever knitted in color work. Let's put it on. This year I made a few presents, and I will start with those. There are 2 that I no longer have in my possession. They are already gifted. It was in the beginning of the year, and I made a bunny plushie for my friend. Her sister was expecting her first boy and she asked me to knit her something, so I did a bunny. She picked the pattern, and plus I added a blanket. I called it the Pop-Tart blanket. It's really cute. It's a crochet blanket that I made, and I was just using my Alice Angora Gold, which I had left over from my Farah shawl, so it was a great way to use up the yarn, which is nice for a blankie. It's warm, it's for a baby. He uses it, he loves the bunny. I just met with her a few days ago. He loves it, he still uses it. He didn't outgrow it just yet, the blanket I mean, so it's perfect. I made 2 Christmas gifts and they're waiting to be gifted. Both of them are for a friend of mine. She already has a head warmer from me and it's really old. She's wearing it for like 6 years now, so I thought it's time for a new one. and she's getting an upgrade, she's getting wool. Back then I was knitting it with acrylic and it has held up amazingly, I must say. So back to it. This is a lovely cowl. I just took a ball of bulky weight acrylic yarn and decided to knit. And this is it. So I used seed stitch for this one. I used the leftover grey yarn for a matching headband. So that's that. And I had also some leftover white yarn, so I made some for me. And this is a double seed stitch because I'm not really a fan of simple seed stitch. I do enjoy the double seed stitch ever since I have knitted the Ingrid sweater. So this is it. And together this was 2 balls of yarn, bulky weight yarn. I knitted this on 6 or 7 millimeter needles and it was a quick knit, but still you have to sew it up, you have to bind up. We have 200 grams off of our stash. Since we're with the accessories and everything, in the beginning of the year I made this lovely thing, and it's the Sophie scarf. I do plan on knitting a Sophie shawl by Petite Knit. I just didn't have the time to get to it, but the Sophie scarf is really tiny, it's not too much, and it's only 25 grams of yarn. Still, it's some yarn that we used, and that's perfect. This is crochet project. I did start a bandana that was knitted, it had beads in it, and I just didn't feel like doing all of the tedious work, so I just scrapped it. And I did this, and it's lovely. It's one of the only 2 projects that are made with cotton, and this is made with Katja. And I didn't use the whole ball, it's only 48 grams, and I do know I have somewhere some leftovers, so it's really difficult to do something with it, but I will have to, or the leftovers will have to go and spend some time with someone else. This is the Geo Gradient shawl by Stephen West, and I love this project. It's amazing, it's lovely, it's warm. I do really enjoy wearing it. I'm not wearing it as much as I probably should, and the reason for it is I still have some ends that need to be cut off, woven in, and so on, so I need to take care of that. This is the 2023 cowl, and I did participate in the 24 cowl. I just never finished it because in the middle of it, around the Clue 3, when the Clue 3 came out, I decided I wanted to use a different yarn, and I don't have it in my stash. It's a really lovely knit, so I will definitely do it, and this one is just amazing. And the 2024 is more normal. I think with Stephen West we got used to like crazy patterns, crazy color changes, and 2024 was just so normal. Just me. This one I made with Papatia Angora, and it's a lovely woolly blend. It's a Turkish yarn, and I loved it, and it's roughly over 200 grams, so I used up a lot of yarn. And I also have a lot of leftover yarn, especially one that's going to be taken care of is this bright red one in here. It's going to be used for my ranunculus, which I do wear. When I knitted this, I did make it with short sleeves, but strategically I did not weave in the ends. I still have a stitch marker. I just knew I would want to make a longer sleeve, and I will. This one is knitted in Elise Angora Gold, which is really similar to the Papatia Angora, and the color is exactly the same. Both of those are Turkish yarn wool blends. This one used 105 grams of yarn. Another sweater that I have knitted during the summer, actually. The summer in Germany was really cold, so I decided I wanted to knit a a sweater instead of a summery project, which I also did knit, but I didn't really have any chance to wear it. So the wintry one is just this lovely, really oversized and extremely white sweater, but it's really not. It's really not. On the body it just drapes amazingly. This is brushed alpaca silk by Drops, and it stretches out, the alpaca grows. This is a free pattern by Drops, and I did use up 135 grams of yarn from my stash, which is amazing. The summery project that I was knitting. It's this lovely one I made in cotton. I used up 160 grams. I have roughly 40 grams left of this green one, but I also have white and black in my stash. I want to use for a sweater. The summer was quite cold, so I didn't have any time to wear it. I wore it probably like 2 or 3 times. One of the most recent projects I made is a sweater, an Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. And let me tell you, this is lovely. I wear it all of the time and I just enjoy it so much. I use 250, so that leaves me 50 grams of this terracotta, quite angry looking yarn, and I'm not sure if I will be able to use it up with anything else because it's such an angry color. Last project is mainly knitted in 2023 because this was supposed to be my Christmas sweater. This is the Endless Winter, but for me it was the Endless Sweater. The reason for it is I thought I could do a color work, all over color work sweater in a week, in 10 days. I finished this in February. This used up nearly 700 grams of yarn. It used up 620 grams, which is amazing because this was all knitted with yarn that was partially in my stash and partially it was not. I remember that I had to order some more of the white brushed alpaca silk. It's still not finished. Well, the cat is playing with all of these ends. You can see these are my sticks, the yellow ones, and I just need to fold it over and sew it up. And I never did. Also, when it comes to this sweater, I completely forgot about color dominance and I had to Google it a few times throughout knitting this piece and it doesn't look as crisp. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me and going through all and everything that I have knitted. I'm playing with my cat. And I will see you the next time. Bye!